What's going on, guys? KillerTank54 here, but as you know, you can call me Spencer, and today I've still got my allergies like a mofo. I'm trying to battle through that for you and keep these commentaries rolling. So anyways, today I wanted to kind of vent, ramble, maybe give some insight if possible behind these things, but I wanted to talk about two topics today in particular. I don't have any gameplay up on the screen, so this way it's not distracting me and I'm not looking at the gameplay and being like, oh, this is what's happening, because I wanted to focus on this kind of commentary. It may get a little deep, it may get a little upsetting. That's a forewarning for you guys, but hell, I really hope that I can shed some light and some, knowledge and hopefully help you guys or inspire you guys with anything and everything that's going on in your lives, because there's been a lot of people around me that have been going through a lot of tough stuff, including myself. I've been going through quite a few things. I just don't like to talk about it. I used to be a somewhat negative person, and I won't lie about that. I was somewhat negative before. I was rather positive, but I did have that doubt in myself. But now all that's kind of going away, and I'm becoming a much more well-rounded individual, as I feel. And I feel that I'm being a lot more positive with things in life and trying to turn, the negatives in my life into a positive. And the topics I wanted to talk about today were risks. Everybody's got to take a risk in their life, whether if it's a big or a little risk, and whether if the reward is great or not so great. And I wanted to also talk about actions speak louder than words. Now that's another big thing that I really see that plays a crucial role into how things work around me as of now. That's one of the biggest things. So we'll jump right into the topic. If something else comes into my mind and I have like a little epiphany during the commentary, I'll kind of have a little sidebar with you guys. So I'm trying to keep this as high energy as I can. You gotta bear with me. I might cough. I might clear my throat a bit. It's just these allergies. If you didn't watch my last video, I'm allergic to pollen like crazy. Trees are going out crazy. I'm just choking over here on friggin' pollen. So, alright, risks. Everybody's gonna take one in their life. And the one that I can really relate to you guys as of now to make it a little, maybe into a bigger perspective for you, is you're watching my video right now. You don't see it as a risk, but if you've got schoolwork or a test or something right next to you that you need to be doing for school, because I know a lot of you guys are younger and a lot of you guys are in school right now, so if you have schoolwork or anything relating to school as of now next to you, and instead of doing the work, which I encourage you all to do the work, keep your priorities straight like I do. I always put school before YouTube, and you guys should do blah 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 blah. You guys should do that too, honestly. So instead of studying or doing your homework, you're probably watching this video, you're like, I'll do it after, and then 10 videos later, I'll do it after, 10 videos later, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna do it, I'm just gonna go to bed. Excuse the language, but that's what you're feeling. So within watching those videos, you're taking a risk of not studying, and with that not studying, when a test comes or when the extra homework is due and you could have gotten those points for the homework, it could have all added up in the end, or the test, and you don't do so well on the test, you took the risk of watching the videos instead of studying or doing homework, and you're just at the time you felt that it was more important. But then later on down the road, you realize it wasn't as important as you thought it was, because my videos will always be here, guys. My videos are not going anywhere. I'm not deleting them. This channel's staying. I'm not going anywhere. Unless some freak accident with YouTube happens and they have to, take me off of YouTube for whatever reason, I'm not going anywhere. So, prioritize. It's the risk you take. Yeah, it might be a little risk, but I look at it as grades are a very big role as to where you go to college. If you plan on going to good college or anything like that, your grades are going to play a big role, and you need to have decent grades. Now, everybody was like, high school's a joke, I didn't really care about it, but I saw high school as an opportunity to shape myself as a person, and it definitely wasn't all about the grades. It was about me learning and living life and just growing as a person, taking my past experiences that I have had from relationships in high school and everything like that. It made me at times insecure about myself and not 100% with myself, and I doubted myself at times. And up until this day and a little while ago, I used to be a somewhat negative person, but now I've been trying my best to turn everything into a positive, and that's what I've just been doing with my life. And I think you guys, and that's what I'm trying to encourage you guys to do, is the same. Look at things in a positive manner. Keep your head up, because I know it's a tough time right now. Everybody's going through a lot of stuff. I'm not talking it's a tough time in the economy. I'm talking there's just a lot of shit going on in people's lives, and I've realized that with people around me and people that I'm close to, even people I don't even know in real life, people I've met over Xbox. And that's where this other, risk comes into play, is opening up to people. Not only in, boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, but best friends, really good friends, just friends in general. You open yourself up to those people. And when you open yourself up, you kind of leave yourself vulnerable to being hurt. But that's not always going to happen. You're not always going to get hurt by your friend or your significant other or anything like that. That's not always an issue. That's not always going to happen, but it's always there. That's the only issue. It's like a 99.9% chance that it's going to be great, but there's always that 0.1%, and it may be different with everybody else because of who they are, but there's always that risk that you're going to get hurt or something's going to happen. And it could be a good risk because in the end, after everything is said and done, it could have bettered you as a person. So that risk that seems like a negative at the time could be flipped into a positive because it made you a stronger person throughout the years or throughout the year or however long or whatever the circumstances are of the situation. That's just my little insight on that. Us as humans, we want to be close with others. We want to be close to one another, and we want to get to know each other. And that's why you guys ask me about my life. You ask me what's going on. You guys want to get to know me, and I appreciate that. So that's why I'm taking time to do commentaries like this, shed a little insight, and kind of let you guys know what's going on in my mind. Not really with Call of Duty. It's more so for me to vent because I've been going through a lot of shit. I'm just, like I said, some things I would like to share, some things I would not like to share. This is one of those things I would not like to share, but I'd like to shed light if in any way, shape, or form possible. So, when it comes down to it, in the end, ultimately, you've just got to weigh the risks to the outcome. Is this, X, Y, and Z right in front of me worth the risk of X, Y, and Z happening in the end? Or, it's a possibility. It's never guaranteed. You never know. Like I said in my last video, life is unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. And me, personally, I'm a very open person. I'm very honest. I tell it how it is. I don't beat around the bush. I don't lie. I'm very open with people, and I express my feelings, to the best of my abilities. I talk straight up to people and just let them know how I'm feeling. And some people don't know really how to communicate with things like that, so it could cause a conflict. But that's just, like I said, depending on the person. So it all depends on the person that you could be talking to or anything like that. So when you guys have a risk in your life, think about what the outcome could be and think, is it worth it? That's all I'm saying with that. I just wanted to shed a little insight on that topic for you. Hopefully it helps you guys out with any kind of issues you may be having with family, friends, relationships, school, work, anything. I'm just trying my best to be here to help you guys out and help better myself as well, because this whole YouTube thing, it's definitely helping me as a person, and it's a great hobby for the time being. I can't lie, it's a great hobby. So alright, next topic is it's going to be a little longer commentary, but I'm sure you guys don't mind. The next topic is actions speak louder than words. Now, the biggest thing with that is people can say the same thing to you over and over and over again, and they could really mean it, but then that day and age just, comes where you're not feeling it anymore, and they just need to show you it. Like a friend, he's just like, yo, you're awesome, you're great, or whatever, but you guys never really get to hang out. So you're just like, you say I'm such a good person, but why don't you want to hang out with me? And they're like, oh, no, it's not that. In their head, they could be like, yeah, you're a really great person, I just don't have the time to hang out with you. Or on the other end of the spectrum, they could be like, oh, you're a good person, but I don't like to hang out with you. Little things like that, and it could be incomplete. Keep in mind, guys, these are like the only examples I can come up with off the top of my head right now. If I sat down and thought about this, I'm sure I could come up with something better. But that's like the main thing that came off the top of my head. And, actions speak louder than words. And you guys could do the same with your family. You could, instead of telling your parents, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, show them. Instead of being like, I'm going to get A's and B's in all my classes, instead of watching my videos, the risk, you could be studying and you could get those A's and B's, and then they'll be like wicked proud of you. And I know when I was little, that's pretty much what I strived to do, was be a really good student in school. I mean, I didn't really have my mom there to push me, or my dad, because my dad, long story, wasn't really around when I was younger. He wasn't there to push me to do like schoolwork and all that stuff. So I kind of just, did it on my own because I wanted to, feel good about myself. It helped me feel good about myself. and I wanted to make my mom proud with my grades. So I did all these things for, you know, myself, but also for others, and that's probably one of my biggest things is I care too much about other people, and that could be an issue, but that could not be an issue. I just have recently been taking a ton of time on myself. I've still been hanging out with friends. I've still been, you know, going out there and doing things, but I've been taking time to get to know myself and better myself, and I've actually become very comfortable in myself, and I doubt any of you guys have stayed up until this point to even listen to what I'm saying, but thank you for sitting here and listening to me, you know, vent, get all this off my chest. Like I said, hopefully spread a little insight on you guys. I mean, that's all I'm trying to do here. This whole YouTube thing, yeah, it's about video games, it's about gaming, but in the end, if you go out on the streets, what is knowing an 11% increase on the fire rate of an MP7 compared to a 30% increase on the PP90 gonna do for you, other than spark interest with other Call of Duty players? I mean, it's not really gonna help you get that job unless you're going for a job like, you know, game design or something like that. Then that's great for you, but it's not gonna help you get a typical job or anything like that. So just little experiences in life like this, I figure, are a nice change of pace from sitting there talking about the, you know, game, the stats. All that shit is really cool to watch and hear. Don't get me wrong, I actually love to hear about that kind of stuff, but I feel that it's sidebar conversation compared to, you know, people giving insight and advice. And I know they have all those series like Mail Monday, and, you know, other commentators have all that kind of stuff, but this is me being me, giving you guys, you know, the best that I can. So I hope you guys, you know, learned something from this commentary. I hope you take something out of it. And hell, if I inspired one or two of you, then I figured that I did my job and I did something good. So my voice is running out for the day. I think that's going to be all for now. I've got a busy day planned ahead of me. I've got to work on my car. I've been straightening things out with it. I bought a bunch of stuff for it. Got my room. It's all straightened out. I got some fresh shoes, fresh clothes, I got hats. I never wear hats. I got some fresh shades. Getting all that stuff ready. I'm going to be going to Florida next month if you guys didn't know. Looking forward to that very much so with my man One Hitter and somebody else that doesn't play Call of Duty. His name is Rob. I talked about him in another commentary. Alright guys, I'm just excited for the future. I don't know who I'm going to meet. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who I'm going to see, who I may have seen in, you know, previous times, but I can't sit here and dwell on the past. I can only focus on the present and the future and enjoy what I have at this moment in time. And if something else comes out of it, which I don't know because life is unpredictable, then so be it. I'll have to deal with it when I get there. And for the 50th and final time, I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and I really hope this helped you guys in one way, shape, or form. So please, I know it wasn't about the gameplay. I probably have some ACR or SCAR MOABs up, so don't bash me for that. I'm just more so, like I said, this is about the commentary than anything else. So alright guys, time for the outro. What's up guys? If you haven't already, please check out my previous video. It was an amazing video. Brushed up upon it briefly. I talk about how life is unpredictable, give a couple shout outs, and talk about XJaw's Sunday shout out that he might be bringing back. Not too sure of, but please guys, if you could, check out my random video as well. It'll bring you somewhere awesome on my channel. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button up at the top. It'd mean a lot to me. This way, you guys will get notified of anything and everything that I'm doing with YouTube. And also, follow me on Twitter. That's like the one place that I'll post to as frequently as I possibly can, more so than YouTube. Alright guys, well, please, hope you enjoyed everything and take care till next time.